Most people think HMRC only finds out if you tell them, but that's not how it works. Every year, thousands of people are secretly reported, not by officials, but by the people closest to them. A friend, a neighbour, sometimes even family, and yes, HMRC actually pays people for credible tip-offs. In 2024 alone, over 160,000 reports were made, with more than £850,000 handed out in rewards. So the question isn't, would someone report me? It's, would I even know if they already had? Because in this video, we're stepping inside HMRC's hidden tip-off system, how it works, what happens the moment your name lands on their desk, and the subtle signs that you're suddenly on their radar. HMRC doesn't just rely on audits or random checks. They have what's called the HMRC Fraud Hotline. It's a formal tip-off service where anyone can report suspected tax evasion completely anonymously, online, by phone, or even by post. Yes, apparently people still post their snitching, probably with a nice cursive note that says, "Dear HMRC, my neighbour's got a new BMW again." In 2024 alone, over 160,000 tip-offs were sent in. That's roughly 1 every 3 minutes. So by the time you finish this video, someone somewhere will have ratted out their cousin. And out of those, HMRC paid out more than 850,000 in rewards. Not life-changing money per person, but enough to make it clear they're taking it seriously. The most common reports allege tax evasion by small businesses, landlords or directors who look like they're living a little bit too well for what they declare. So if your neighbour's driving a Range Rover but claims they don't really work much these days, well, probably someone's made a call already. Now, HMRC doesn't pay everyone who calls. There's no fixed finder's fee. It's all discretionary. You don't get 50 quid just for gossip. A tip only leads to a payout if it gives them new, verifiable evidence that directly results in tax being recovered. If someone provides bank records, property details, or inside info that turns into a real case, that's when HMRC might quietly send a reward. And the scale of this is massive. HMRC's own Connect system, their 100 million plus AI data engine, cross-checks those tips against bank data, property ownership, company house filings, even social media. So yes, that photo of you holding champagne next to your new company car probably didn't go unnoticed. And when a tip comes in, it doesn't just sit in a pile, it's matched, scored, and often triggers an internal risk assessment. Here's the scary part though. HMRC never tells you that someone's reported you. There's no polite letter saying, "A friend stitched you up, best wishes, HMRC." But there are subtle signs, little things that suggest you might be on their radar. And that's what we're getting into next. Because once you know how to spot those early warning signs, you can deal with it before things escalate without having to change your name or leave the country. So let's say someone's reported you. What happens next? Does HMRC just knock on your door the next morning, line of duty style? Well, not quite. It's a bit more bureaucratic. When a tip comes in, it's first filtered through HMRC's Fraud Investigation Service. Now, they score every report based on risk. Things like the type of income, whether you filed late before, or if your lifestyle doesn't match your declared income. Low quality tips go straight in the bin. But if something looks credible, it triggers a digital review inside HMRC's data system, the Connect. Now, Connect is a beast. It links over 30 different databases, from company's house to DVLA records, land registry, banking data, even Airbnb and eBay transactions. So if a report says this person's renting out a flat or they're taking cash for jobs, HMRC can check that in seconds. And here's where you start seeing signs. Sign number 1, you get a letter that sounds routine but asks for oddly specific details about just one area of your income. For example, we'd like clarification on your rental income for the 23-24 tax year. Or it might be, please provide evidence of your self-employment earnings. That's not random, that's a targeted check. Then sign number 2, you might get a nudge letter. These are HMRC's polite but pointed way of saying, we think you've missed something. Care to fix it before we do? They'll use phrases like, we believe you may have additional income to declare, or please review your figures. They're not accusations, but they're not innocent either. They usually mean HMRC's already seen something, or someone's already told them something that doesn't match your return. Sign number 3, delays or holds on refunds. If HMRC pauses your repayment or refund for further review, that's HMRC speak for you've piqued our interest. And if things progress beyond that stage, you'll start hearing from the compliance team. That's when it's officially classed as an inquiry. They'll request records, ask for explanations, and sometimes even conduct in-person reviews. Most investigations begin quietly like this: a single tip, a small mismatch, a flagging connect. But if left unchecked, they can turn into full civil investigations, or in rare cases, criminal inquiries if fraud's suspected. So if you ever get one of those nudge or clarification letters, don't ignore it, please. It doesn't automatically mean someone snitched on you, but it does mean HMRC is looking closer than usual. And once that happens, what you do next makes all the difference, because in the next part we'll cover exactly how to respond calmly, strategically, and in a way that stops things snowballing before they get serious. Now, maybe you've had a weird letter, or your tax refund suddenly got paused for checks, and you're sitting there wondering, has someone actually reported me? Even if they have, take a breath. It's not the end of the world, honestly. What matters now is how you respond. And let's start with the golden rule. Don't ignore it. HMRC doesn't send speculative letters for fun. If they're asking questions, there's a reason, and ignoring them doesn't make it go away. It just makes it worse and way scarier later. If you know there's been an error, maybe undeclared income or something you forgot to include, fix it before they escalate. HMRC calls this voluntary disclosure, which sounds formal but basically means you tell us first and we'll go easier on you. Coming forward early almost always leads to lower penalties, and in some cases none at all, because the difference between an honest mistake and deliberate concealment is often just how you handle it. Now, if you genuinely believe the report itself was malicious, say from a disgruntled ex-employee or neighbour with one too many opinions, don't panic. HMRC will still assess it objectively. They don't act on personal vendettas, they act on data. So if there's nothing to find, it usually fizzles out quite quietly. But if they do open an inquiry, here's what to do. 1. Stay cooperative. Be polite, be prompt, and don't give them a reason to think you're hiding anything. HMRC investigators are human, mostly, and being calm and reasonable goes a long way. 2. Get professional help early. A good tax advisor can talk to HMRC for you, translate their jargon, and stop innocent errors from being mistaken for fraud. It's basically like having a lawyer in line of duty, but for your accounts. Then 3. Have your records ready. Bank statements, invoices, mileage logs, rental contracts, anything and everything that backs up your numbers. HMRC loves a paper trail, so beat them to it. And whatever you do, don't panic and overshare. It's very easy to turn a small compliance check into a bigger one, and I've seen this happen before, by volunteering extra information they never asked for. Answer what's asked only. Answer it clearly and completely, then stop talking. So if you're unsure what your next move should be, get advice. Seriously, one short conversation can save you months of stress and loads of sleepless nights. And if you want help understanding your position or just want someone to look at that HMRC letter and tell you if it's normal, you can book a free discovery call with our team using the link below. We'll go through it with you in plain English and help you decide what to do next. No scare tactics, no jargon, just calm clarity. So, if you've been reported or even just think you have, don't panic. Stay calm, stay organised and deal with it early. That's what keeps HMRC off your back and your sleep intact. If you found this useful, hit subscribe for more clear, no-nonsense tax advice every week, so you're always one step ahead of HMRC, not one step behind.